Good morning and welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. Now, a bit of a change to the schedule. I'm going to be honest with you and put it out there straight away so you know what's happening. Poor Laura is really poorly, bless her. So I've stood in last minute to do the shows today and tomorrow. So if you're expecting her as well tomorrow on Hobby Maker, I'll be there for her as well. So we wish her lots of love and I hope she's going to be all right and back with us soon. But today, honestly, I've come in and we have got the most incredible accessory. I'm going to call it accessory, but this is a main feature sometimes on your cards, on your projects and things like that. This is a brand new collection called Enjoy Your Day. And as you can see, you've got all the months of the year. You've got the cartouche frames on here, so you're going to be able to mat and lay them onto there. They're the perfect size. You've also got Enjoy Your Day, and then you've got all the numbers. So it could be a second birthday, it could be, the 25th, it could be for Christmas Day, things like that. All the important memories and dates that we also need. But bear in mind, you've got all these, and I'm going to turn this round, I'm going to show you, there's a lot of metal on here with this collection as well. If you are somebody who likes doing your scrapbooking, you like doing your journaling, or even if you wanted to create a calendar, because a lot of the artwork that you've already got from Carnation Crafts, you could make a bespoke calendar and you could use the different images that you've probably got from the collection, the dies, to do a different calendared picture for each and every month. But as you can see, you've got all these beautiful dates as well. And the thing is, if you do awards, say, you've got somebody who's come in first place at football, if you've got somebody who's horse riding and they've come third or something like that, you could do little prize dates and things like that. But also, if you run a charity, let's think about that. If you give out raffle tickets and things like that, you could have your raffle tickets, you could have 30 prizes with the little numbers on and things like that. Or as well, think about it if you want to do an advent calendar. You've now got numbers, you've also got the frames to be able to work this in, and I love that they put Enjoy Your Day in there. They've all got the mats and layers, you've got that perfect sizing, so when you're actually using these, the size is incredible. Now, today there is a special price of $44.99, goes back up at midnight, so do remember that. But already 15% has already gone. We've been very, very busy for this already. And as you can see, it is an essential. It might not be something that you first think of, but the more you craft and the more you make cards, this is going to be great. Think as well, if you're somebody who wants to be doing save the date invitations, perhaps you've got your own bespoke little cottage industry where you make invitations for save the day, for wedding days, things like that. These are going to be credible. The item number for this one is 250511, available on the website. But you know what? Let's have a close-up look. Let's see what they look like once they're on the boards, because I think this is great. Because one, it shows the size, and as you can see, I'll bring the glue in. I always find a lot of you have got this glue, the everyday glue. Size-wise, you can see these are a brilliant size for all your cards and your projects. Obviously with these, if you've got any of the clean and simple stamps, you could stamp some of those onto there. You can mix and match. Your mats and layers give it that beautiful polished look, and they also give it that staple balance on there as well, and they really make the letters and everything stand out. So that's obviously your months of the year. You've got all of those there, and I tell you what I like as well, they cut in one. You're not having to get like different bits and different pieces and everything. It cuts in one. They've made it really, really enjoyable to die cut all your letters and everything, because I've had ones in the past and they're all like little bitty bits. These are all together. So you've got that streamline, professional font as well on there. In the collection, you are also then getting your numbers. And again, this will then cut out as one, and then you've got your mat and lay. Perfect sizing with these two, which again, you can use your little rubber stamps in there if you wanted to, but these would be great as well. Think about if you've got a wedding, you could have the top table, the first person on the top table, they could all have individual numbers, and you could have them all together as well. And if you wanted to, because you've got snippability, you could take off the or the first or the third It is early. 3rd, but you could snip those off. So like the 31st, you could use that for Halloween. Like I said, the 25th, it could be for Christmas. You have got the magic of numbers on here now. And personalisation is what it's all about. But if you want to do a card, obviously, you know, for a 30th, you can then just take those bits off and add those in it. Now, let's show you some samples, because I do think the samples will get you slightly excited, because look at this. All the finished samples I'm going to be showing for you today, these items are available on the website, so just have a little look. Just have a look on the website. They'll be all on there, so have a little look, because I want you to see this would look incredible. I'm not disputing that. But with having the numbers, the 28th of March, enjoy your day, somebody who's getting married, what a wow factor. These could be on the, you know, the tables, you know what I mean? You could have table 1, table 2. This would just look incredible. But by having those, you're just enhancing it even more. Then you've got this one. Look at it. And this has actually been cut in gold satin mirror board. I think the cardstocks may be available on the website. It's a kit where you get mirror board, satin and glitter, I think. So just have a look. Now, 25th of July, like I say, look how beautiful it looks in your mirror boards. A lot of you have got scraps of cardstock. What a fabulous way to save the date, bringing it in and utilising it with that. You could have had the 23rd of April. We've just had VE Day, and I know a lot of you had parties and things like that. Can you imagine doing a scrapbooking page and being able to put the dates on it and things like that and celebrating? That's what it would be all about. Now, for our American viewers as well, 4th of July, look at that for a statement. So you can see there, that is an absolute wow de la wow card. You have got that potential now to add in whatever you want. But look, 17th of March on there. These look so adorable. But do you know what? There's nothing easier than having something like this in your stash just to pop on a card. Sometimes you don't always want a big fancy sentiment. The date is enough just to give you that little bit of beauty. And I love that we've got the mats and layers. Now, shall I show you how easy these cut? Because it would be nice just to show you how easy they cut. Now, with this, obviously I'm using a Pro Cut, but obviously size permitting, these would even fit down into your smaller machines. So I'm looking at these, I would say even your 3.5 inch wide machine, they would fit through that. So do not worry. If you've got your larger machines, I would honestly say use all your, like you say, you've got offcuts, things like that, where you've been making your cards like these, offcuts and things. Get these all out and start die cutting with these and get these all together. So I'm going to go for July because I'm a July baby. So let's do a July. When, Bunny, when's yours? Bunny, sorry. When's your... Hang on a minute, 8th. Bear in mind I'm dyslexic as well, so I'm reading these back to front, so it could get June. So you're a June baby. You're just before me. Oh, wow. We are. But you imagine if somebody is having a baby, what you could do is you could put like the weight, the date they were born, things like that. You could really do some fabulous things. Now I'm the 14th, which is Bastille Day as well. So we're all born on special dates. Let's just find a 14th. Hang on, bear with. There we go. It's because they're upside down, like I say, with me being dyslexic. I'm not the best, but this will work really, really easy on there too. So let's cut up some little bits. But honestly, if you've got scrap cardstock, this is going to be your best friend now to pull in different bits and pieces and things like that to make your bits go even further. Do you know what? I'd even have an afternoon, and what I'd do is I would actually get all my scrap bits out, and I'd like get the little cello bags, and I'd have them all ready, because you can make and sell. You imagine if you went to a little, an event, and you could say to somebody, would you like it personalising with a number on and things like that? Or, somebody says, oh, I need to save the dates and they want to put it on. Or making your scrapbooking. Just get these out, start adding them on, and they're going to look fabulous. Now, I would highly recommend, as always, with any brand of die, get yourself some of our fantastic cutting sheets that are available on the website as well. Cut Tidy, because that is fantastic. You'll have seen me use it over the years many times. It just helps release the dyes a bit quicker, and also it catches the little bits, so it does make it simple and easy then for you to be able to use it. Also, look at this. Obviously I've done that one upside down, but that one's the right way around. Use it as a stencil, or if you wanted to, if I was you, I would cut this out and you might have an Auntie June. I know this isn't straight, I'm just doing it just to show you at home, but you've even got the waste here that you could use now, just snip into it, and this again could be a little, you know, for your journaling, things like that. So don't be frightened to do things like that with it, or stencil your ink through it, a pale ink, make a background from it as well. But then you've got like an extra set. Plus also, don't forget, when these are down, you could actually inlay a different colour into it. So you could do it like that, you could utilise it that way, but just have a little play around with it. I'm going to put these bits on here so I don't lose any of them, because you know what I'm like, I start losing the little pieces. But this is going to give you that boost probably that you need with your cards, because you know, we always tend to sometimes put on the same ones like happy birthday and things like that. This is going to be really great now to pop these onto there. Look at that with the colours. It just pops. You don't have to worry about it. A little bit of wet glue, some of your everyday glue on the back of this, or if you've got any of the adhesive sheets, cut it on that and then you could put it straight on. Just make sure it's the right way round, and they fit perfectly. It's nothing you've got to worry about and think about. And like I say, I've had them before now in different brands, and it's really difficult to get the letters out and to get them to stick on there. That's the other way round, Dawn. Just have a minute. There you go. So you can see that letter, at least it's not a full alphabet, because I have a nightmare with a full alphabet. I'm warning you, bunny. No, don't put me down for alphabets. Everybody knows I'm not the best with an alphabet. But look at that, how easy it is. But if you wanted to, like I say, cut that in a different colour, you could actually inlay that back in as well. So you'd have a tone on tone, or pop that back in a different colour. And what I would do is I'd pop it onto foam pads as well, and just offset it slightly, so you've got that little bit of a drop shadow on there as well. But already we're thinking of different things, and you will come up with more and more different ideas each time with this, because it is simple, quick, and yet effective to be able to do that. But think about it as well. Say you've run out of your favourite cardstock and you want to do a certain colour that coordinates with it. If you have got some ink on white cardstock, you could ink the back of it, the colour, say powder pink, and then you could cut it out. So it's another way of getting that personalisation on your projects. But think of it as well, we have just done the collection that I brought to you, what was it, just after bank holiday, and it was like the gardening one. It was the fantastic kitchen one, sorry. You got the kitchen, perfect recipe. Now this would be fantastic to add to that, because it had the herb elements, and as we were saying about doing like a gardening book, or you could actually make little sections for separation. You could put like June, July, January, February, all the way through, and then you could make cards for the people's birthdays who was in there as well. So you could make like a birthday gift box, make cards, fill it with the cards, and then give it to somebody so they've got cards to give to people on those certain days. You could make 3 for every month, do you know what I mean? And you could make and sell, but by having this now, you've got that point of difference too. Now, 20% of this has already gone, but do remember as well, depending on what machine, what die cutting machine you're using, if you wanted to, these would actually, if you've got a metal shim, you could cut these out in felt. So if you cut them out in felt, you could actually then iron them onto fabric if you put that special adhesive on the back. So lots of nice ways to be able to use those. Now, let's do a demo. Let's get into it. So first of all, let's do this. So as you can see, I've used lots of different bits of Carnation Crafts products. So just have a little look on your website and you will have a look, and you'll find lots of more as well. We've got this beautiful shape as well on there. So what I'm going to do is just put a score line in. Please use a scoreboard at home. I'm just doing this because that's me, you know me. So I'm just going to put a little bit of wet glue on here, and anybody who knows me, there we go. So a little bit of glue, but you could do this with any of the shapes from Carnation Craft. They are all amazing. I have to say, this one's very pretty. This is the teardrop and sweep design, and look at that, that is incredible. So we've just made a card blank base using the glue, so that's just going to sit on there like so. Then we'll take the mats and layers, and as always, they are always perfect with Carnation Craft. You can see there, you know, you can add as many or as little as you like. This will work together to give you that beauty, but there's so much metal in there, and you can have so many, you know, different, you know, experiment times with these as well. And I'm also thinking, if you have got a king gardener, you could cut out like March or something like that when they planted them. You could actually make a little plaque, and what you could do then is you could laminate them so that obviously they're waterproof, and then you could put like string on them so they could tie them on, so they know when they planted them, and have a little stake or something, and they'd know when they planted them, so then they could actually know, because many a time I know my other half, he puts the flowers out or the, you know, his potato seeds in, and he can't remember when he's planted them, how many weeks they've been in and things like that. This would be a great thing for you to be able to do. So I just think you're going to have hours and hours of fun with this one, really experimenting, trying different mediums and things like that, but it's going to look so pretty. Beautiful flowers. Now, this is from Winter's Light, these flowers. Just have a little look, and also look at the bird bath. How beautiful is that? Again, give it a little bit of a curl, but it's basically more to show you how you can use your wording and things like that to give you that an amazing look with your cards. So we're just going to pop that on there, but you might be just making some cards today. You imagine if you got this today, it'll probably be in the post tonight or tomorrow. You could get this, and then by the middle of the week to the end of the week, you could then be making some incredible cards. Now, these are the mats and layers. Look how gorgeous these are. Now, that would look incredible wrapped around, you know, like the neck of a bottle. So if you got a bottle of Prosecco, say, and you thought, do you know what, I want to personalise it and make my own little labels, these would be great as labels on there. I would say to you as well, get some foam on a roll, have a look on the website, it is on there as well in the adhesives. This is going to be easy for you to then mat and layer this and pop these on. But definitely, if you're attaching it to glass or anything like that on a bottle, I would say use your red liner tape. And what I would do is curve it slightly before you put it on. If you try and put it on flat and curve it round, it will ping off. Try and shape your cardstock first, then you'll get the best effect. Now with this adding your letters and your numbers, let's just have a look and position it first. Look how stunning they look in gold. It looks like you've used embossing powder. It really gives it that, you know, regalness, shall we say. Now with this, I am going to use my everyday glue and the glue applicators, because this saves you so you don't get glue everywhere. If you're a bit like me, you're a bit gun-ho sometimes, this is going to make it very simple and easy to do, because, you know, you're only going to use little dots of this, and you can just pop this on here as well. Now, like I say, I would get lots and lots of your scraps out, cut loads of them out. A lot of you will have golds and silvers and glitter boards and things like that, but really nice to add this in. But you can see with this, I would actually make, you know, like a to-do list as well. I'd have like a long DL shape, and I'd put March, then I'd have all the dates down the side, you know, like when you've got to go somewhere, doctor's appointments, a little bit like a personal calendar, and just do that as well. You could have some, you could make some great gifts for them to be able to make and sell when you go to your events too, or even as for a friend. You could have a great time. Now, I'm just going to use my poker tool just to line that up. Can you see? So just use your poker tool or some tweezers. Just line that up, and that sits beautiful on there. I'm going to use my glue gel, and I'm going to pop this onto the back here, and then that will just sit just there. So that's, we're literally saying to somebody, you know, it could be save the date, or it could be somebody's wedding anniversary. You have now got the time and the potential to really, you know, let yourself get creative with these as well. So thank you to everybody who's with us this morning. It's great to know that you're there, and like I say, I do apologise, our lovely Laurie's not with us. She's under the weather, I'm afraid, today. But what a great day to be under the weather, I'm just saying. Now, with this as well, oh, get out in the sunshine if you can, Laura, and try and get some vitamin D on you. It'll do you a world of good. But she will be back with us soon, but I'm afraid it is me today. And tomorrow I'll be with you at Hobby Maker, and I've got different collections to show you as well. But today is all about this incredible collection. It's been such a long time since Carnation Crafts, because obviously, you know, I've known the company for many, many years. And it's been a while since they've done a collection like this, especially where you get both together. So making it even special today to bring in different elements. So I'm just going to offset that just there. And then we've got this little bird, and he's just going to be on there. So he's just skating on there. We're just going to add him onto there as well. But you can see it really does elevate your cards. You know, it gives it that little bit unusual detail as well, because like I say, we all normally just put a sentiment on. Enjoy your day, 1st of March. So this could be a wedding, it could be a birthday, or just a special occasion that you want to commemorate. And obviously, you know, there is those times in his life where, you know, we have to make memorials and things like that. This would give you that beautiful knowledge, knowing you've got such an elegant, stylish design to be able to do that as well. But look how lovely that comes together. But this is obviously the deal that we have got for you here today at Carnation Crafts as well. Now, 20% of the stock has already gone for this, and this is the first airing today. I know we're a little bit later, but obviously, you know, the confusion and trying to sort it out. We do apologize, but already 20% of the stock has already gone. You are getting all the months, you are getting all the numbers and the firsts and the seconds and things like that. So if you're wanting to do your own calendars and things, you're getting a lot of metal for your money. You've also got the frames in there too. So again, if you've got your own little cottage industry, your own business, you might even get a lot of the clean and simple range. But if you've got a lot of the clean and simple range, you might then want to make those, batch make them for invitations. They are going to look amazing to do that. So do think about getting some of those as well. And that will give you such a different look to yours. $44.99 is your price today, available on the website. Goes back up at midnight, so don't miss out on this. But remember, 20% has already gone. Very busy, very popular, and it is a really amazing deal. So let's do another little demo to show you again how easy it is to put these together. Now, this is based on design team cards, because as you... Let me have a look whose it is. So this one, and it's Janine's. Thank you, Janine. But obviously with this one, obviously I've come in and the fantastic team here, Bonnie bless her, has put these together for me. So obviously I was driving up, I hadn't got the time, so I do apologise. Now with this, again, just put a crease line in the back. Try and use a scoreboard or something like that. Either use your red liner tape or your wet glue, it doesn't matter. All you've got to do is just... hang on a minute, I've just got to get my eyes to align. There, that's the one. So if I just slot it, if I was you, before you glue it, line it up first and then slide it to one side in the right position, and then you'll get it back in the right position. So do think about doing that. Oh, I've got a bit of glue on there. Let's get that off. But again, use your glue. Wet glues are fabulous when you've got the time to do it, because this will fuse your cardstock, and once it's like welded together the fibres, it makes it very, very strong. So you can see there, I can go straight back in with my card, and that now is going to give me my base. Use some of the perfect papers, and again with this, what I would tell you to do is, look, line it up before you start sticking, and then I fold it that way, and then I fold it back this way, and I'll know that is the way to go. So just adding a little bit of glue onto there and put this on. Now we've got some comments coming through, so that's lovely to know. So let's see. Linda says, oh, she says good morning and thank you. So that, what lady's name was that one? Linda. Thank you, Linda. Oh, she ordered this morning, so well done. It'll be winging its way to you. It'll be picked up this afternoon. Oh, she says her birthday's just after mine, because mine's the 14th, hers is the 18th. Oh, happy birthday for then, Linda. Thank you so much. It's lovely to know you there. Oh, Karen says good morning. Good morning, Karen and everybody. I hope you're all okay this morning. Oh, good morning, Nicola. Lovely to know that you're there. So thank you. I know, I bet all of you try and stay out the sun a little bit today. Sit in the shade, because it's going to be very, very hot. Do a bit of crafting indoors with a fan on. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. I must admit, yesterday I sat outside for half an hour after I'd had my lunch. I was quite happy just to sit, just to get in the sunshine. Because you can imagine, when we're in the studios all day, we don't kind of see the... we don't know if it's day, night, or what's happening. So sometimes we kind of forget. But it was lovely to drive up this morning and having a fresh set of dies. What a better way to celebrate than to use your new dies, because they'll be winging their way when I probably leave this afternoon here at HQ. The postman will be, normally he's kind of just come in as I'm leaving, so you'll probably get to see him before I'll get to see him and know that your things are on the way. So well done to everybody. Now these are the plaques again. Like I say, these are absolutely great. Now with this one, rather than it just being flat, what I want to do is curve it, and this is the same technique that I would say to you if it's going to be wrapped around a bottle or something, just give it a little bit of a curve to it as well. So just add these factors into there and let's do that. But honestly, I think sometimes as crafters, we purchase all the fancy dies. We purchase all the, the matte and layer ones, the designer dies and everything else. But we forget about the words. We forget about numbers sometimes. And I do think if you haven't invested in anything like that, once you've got a set of these, you've got a set for life. As long as you look after them, these are going to last you a lifetime, because you will always need dates. You're always going to need months. You're always going to need those special dates for those special occasions. And even like, say you just want to do one for, like I could do one for my grandson's first Christmas or first birthday, things like that. When he was born and things. You can then make your own little memory albums, your own little books. This is going to be a great time now to change how you craft as well, I would say. So do think about bringing them in. And honestly, if you've got invitations to make for somebody's wedding or something like that, if you had to go out and buy them, it's really expensive. Or even back in the day when my kids were teeny tiny and kind of before I'd started crafting, like they'd be going to a birthday party and they'd want a card with a number on. And sometimes it's like that odd number in between and you couldn't always get it. This is going to be easy for you to just personalize it and add it into there as well. So do think about getting your numbers, and they're a great size because you could put these onto tags as well. They're not too big that you can't use them. So now, just to give you all the heads up, 25% of the stock has now gone. We are absolutely flying with the stock. And I've been there like you, like I say, I've probably not got the dates. Whereas, like with these this morning, now I've seen these, I'm thinking, yeah, I need those. I've had other collections, but they're all bits, and you have to try and get the and the bits together. These are so easy to glue down and to pop onto your cards. You've not got lots of loose bits. It's all joined together, so you've got easy alignment. I like to go in with my poker tool then just to square it up. And as another tip as well, if you're never sure, sometimes if you want to before you put this on, put it on your glass mat with your lines, tape it down with low tack tape, and then stick these numbers on first and the letters, and then you'll find it's easier to line them up as well. So if you're never sure, or even a little pencil line, that will work. But you can see with that, again, quick and simple, but that's all we've had to do. So invitations, occasions and things like that are now going to look even more memorable and more special by having those on there too. So really, really great to have those. But honestly, just get these before they go. 25% of the stock has now gone, and you can mix and match this. With this, like I say, it's an A4 sheet size of the dies that you are getting on this one. You've got all those multiples on there. You have then got the mats and layers. You've got 3 different sizes of the frames in there for you to be able to use. But don't forget, you could also use those as stoppers on your cards if you're making your easel cards, but to have the numbers as well. And what I like as well, and you might probably be the same at home, to say that the first is the same proportion and size as the 17th. Do you know what I mean? You've got that where sometimes the single numbers always look lost. This doesn't. The proportions, the sizing on this looks correct. And yeah, Mats and Layers, you can see it visually straight away. You know what it says. You don't have to look at it and go, oh, does that say January? Does that? The font is clear and crisp. And with the Mats and Layers, it's just going to make it jump off the page. So let's have a close-up look at these. As you can see with this, honestly, if you are doing your art journals, things like that, and you want to, you know, you might want to do one for every month of the year, you could utilize it for that. If you want to personalize it for somebody's birthday, save the date, you have got all those in there too. These are going to be, I would say, your everyday Mats and Layers for you to put your sentiments on. It doesn't matter if it's a rubber stamp, if it's one of the actual little months that we've got on here, this will work. You've also got Enjoy Your Day. That alone is so valuable on making your cards, and you can make and sell with these as well. Then you can have the numbers as well, and you know, even with the months of the year, if you put these on different cardstocks, and every month you're educating the kids to learn the months of the years and things like that, and you've got so many different characters and scenes from Carnation Craft, this could be a great way to bring in those as well. But just have those memorable dates that you can go back to and say, oh, it was on the 10th or it was the 30th of that month. You've got it all. You might be doing a Halloween card. You've got the 31st. So you've got all those on there as well. But just to have those beautiful Mats and Layers, to have the actual circle there to pop those on, you can then really go to town with those. Let's show you a few more samples so you can have a look at these. I've got a few more different ones to show you. So if I hold this up, look how clean and simple that looks. You've got one of your frames, and then they've put the 1st of May, Enjoy Your Day. You know, that is clean, simple, crisp, but it's a wedding card to give you that professional finish as well. Now, look at this. What was I saying before about VE Day? You can see there, you know, it's all about the anniversary there as well, but just add it in. If you've got larger numbers from Carnation Crafts, that's going to be great. But just to then be able to add that in, the 8th of May, it gives it that little bit more. Look at this one, Enjoy Your Day, the 30th of November. Is that for Hogmanay? Is that Hogmanay? Is it a Scottish holiday? It might be Hogmanay, something like that. I don't know. I could be very wrong. But look at this. Now that is a wow, chicka bow wow. This has really got that pull to it because you've got that on. How professional does it look? It looks like it's, you know, that beautiful script through it. It really will give you that, shall I say, that confident mix on there as well, to be able to pull this out with those letters on there, obviously the months on there, having the numbers to make it special. And you know, especially with children and things like that, it is incredible. They love a card with a number on. And like 4th of July, for our American viewers, you might be celebrating the 4th of July. You want to have some wow impact, beautiful cards or invitations. This would be great. But it could just be a little soiree that you're having for somebody's birthday. That would be magical. And this one, it just cried out for this. Save the date, and that's the 25th of July. How special is that? You could also do, you know, if you're doing not certificates, like vouchers. Like you could have like the 25th of July, you're going on a spa day, but you could make your own little voucher. You could have a little pocket, slot it in, and you could put 25th of July, you know, or you're invited to Ascot. You could have the day, you could have the tickets in there. It's got the date on it. How special that could be. So giving you all those different things for you to be able to have with that one as well. Now, honestly, special price. It is only available till midnight, and this one is $44.99. So that's giving you 25% has already gone with this collection. So don't miss out on this, because you know when people start coming in, you know, after lunchtime, this could then start to disappear even more. So make sure you check yours out. But you are getting a full A4 size sheet, and it is jam packed with metal. You're getting a lot of metal for your money that really will give you those fabulous details on there as well. Now let's make an extra little card, shall we? So now we're just going to show you how easy it is. So you know, you might just have a few little bits left over. We are going to add these all together. So Bonnie has kindly cut all these for me. So we've got all these amazing mats, and Lynn. I've got to thank Lynn. She's amazing. They've helped me out no end today, believe you me. So with this, obviously, we've cut two large. We've cut one. It's fine. I can do that. So what I've done, cut two large squares and then a matten layer of one of the papers, which probably I would say are downloadable on the website. Go and have a look on there as well, so you can mix and match. Lots of backing papers on there, so go and have a cheeky little look. I was looking at them actually the other night and thought, oh, I like them. So really, really useful, and especially if you're on there and you're purchasing something, just pop and have a look at the download section and just have a little look. Now I'm going to be really bad. I'm going to put a score line on this bit, okay? Again, use your own scoreboards. I'm just making this work because, like I say, it has been a little bit full on this morning until we got here. So just adding this onto there. Now, obviously, you're seeing this through the same eyes as me. You are seeing this for the first time because, obviously, I wasn't down to do these shows. I'm just covering today. So we are learning together and, you know, processing it all together. And like I say, I'm seeing different things that I can do with this, and you will be exactly the same. It's like, you imagine if you've got somebody's 30th, you could have some invisible thread. You could make like little invisible threads. You could have enjoy your day at the top. You could mat and layer those together, glue them back to back, and you could have photographs. But you could have like with the friends when they were took in March or January or February, and you could actually do that. You could actually do a little frame on the wall, and you know how sometimes people have like a year review sort of thing. And you could put then the little dates, like March at the side of it when it was took, or if you went to London in December, you could have all those on there. But look at that, perfect matting and layering as always with the carnation dies. That's going to give you that beautiful look. Now, this has been set as well on a design team cars. I think Janine's a massive thank you to you today, because we couldn't have done it without you. So thank you, Janine. You gave us the inspiration and the instant for when I got here, so thank you so much. So just adding a little bit of glue. Wet glue is probably best for this. I would again recommend using your Cut Tidy and use that when you're cutting them out, because it just releases them a little bit quicker, and you'll find then you've got that time to be able to add these in. Now I'm just adding this to the back of here. So this is your mat and layer, which again gives you that instant lift. I always like to say go in with my poker tool and then just drag this slightly. The glue will always dry clear, so don't worry if you get that little bit of glue anywhere, or if you have to go back in because you've got your applicators, you can go back in underneath. So we've got that. Now let's stick in the letters. So this could be like a new baby card as well. You could have like, you know, born, you know, 27th of March. You could do something like that. So, you know, save the date, or, you know, special occasion. The date sometimes as well, like the date when you got engaged. Sometimes people can't remember that. They can remember when the day they got married, but it's like, oh, sometime in, I don't know, February or March. They're never quite sure. So this could be a nice way. If you keep in a little scrap one, you could do that too. Or I tell you what I would do. If you have got a daughter or a friend who is pregnant, you could have like from the month she found out, you could actually say March. You could put in the scan photos and things like that. And then every month you could use it and write it like as a diary of the things that you, I don't know, you craved to eat, or, you know, you couldn't wear your own shoes that day, or you know, you went somewhere. You could make a fabulous, because everybody kind of remembers all the things that the baby did afterwards. But sometimes, you know, before you could like say, I don't know, June time, the baby was really kicking or something like that. You could then really make a special baby book as well. So that would be nice because you've got, you know, all the months of the year as well. So really, or even a planning of a wedding. You could plan your own wedding book. That would be good. All the different months when you've got to send your invitations and things like that, you could add those in. So I'm just going to stick this at the bottom like so. Now we've got one of the bows here. So you get your toes, and this, get your toes. They're not toes at all. These are the bow bits, okay? Now, this is your main bow. Again, run it round your fingers to curl it. That will then just give you a curl. And then this bit is going to glue onto this. So that's what gives you that 3D loop effect on your card. So just bringing this in. But as always, have a look on the website. There is so many incredible products on there by the team from Carnation Crafts. They're fantastic. Our lovely Bonnie, who's in with me today, fantastic designers. You know, their eye for design is outstanding. So do have a look on there as well. So I'm just going to hold this together for a second or two and give it a little squeeze. But these are great. And you know what? You know, if you've got a kid's birthday party, these would be great on cupcakes and things like that. Obviously, you won't let them eat them, but you know, little girl's party, put these on the little cupcake wrappers. These would look gorgeous, or in a little basket. So just holding that. Then I'm just going to curl that around my finger. So that's just going to give it a little bit of a kink as well, because this will sit this side and give this one a little bit of a kink. Now, if you're at home and you haven't got time to hold it, just get a little paper clip, put it on it. That will then hold and well, look, I need something just to hold that. I'm going to put my pencil on it. There we go, it's fine. You just need something to weight it down, just to give it a little bit of a, oh, you monkey. This is being a bit cheeky with me today. I'm having more. It'll work. That's fine. I'm rolling with that today. We're crafters, we make it work. So just altering this. Yeah, I need my glue. I've got glue here. I'll be all right. Now, with these little bits as well, just to show you something, I think hopefully it should have set now. Hopefully my pencil's not stuck to it. Oh, honestly, today. Now, if you cut loads of them and you cut 2 of these, you can make like a rosette. So you can do lots and lots of different things with that. So I'm just going to hold that one while I'm just gluing this. So a little bit of glue on here and a little bit of glue on here. I've probably gone a bit gun-ho with the glue, I'll be honest. So just add in that one there. But you've always got a bit of wiggle room as well with your wet glue. So don't be frightened to a wiggle and a squiggle. Now I'm elongating them out because I want it to be a bit longer, my bow. You can stick it straight underneath, but I'm sticking it slightly further out because I want it to make it longer. So don't always think you've always got to stick it straight there. And what I'm going to do, I don't know why I cannot... There, so I'm going to stick this just there and I'm just going to press down and pray that that sticks, and then you've got your sentiment on there. I know as soon as I hold this up, the glue is going to pa-ching, because normally at home you would let that stand. Right, there we go. So you can see now, quick, simple, easy card, but again, it just gives you the options. You could have somebody's photograph in there. It could be the day that they passed an exam or something like that. The driving test. I'll be honest, I couldn't tell you what date I passed my driving test on, but you could then make a special, you know, card for them. You know, you've got little card dies and card dies, put them on there. Remember the special dates, because honestly, otherwise they will just be forgotten about. This is going to save you forgetting all about those special dates. This is the beautiful new collection that we have got for you for this lovely collection. Enjoy your day is all about enjoying those dates, those months of the year when you've got those special occasions. Like I say, it could be remembering somebody on that special day. It could be an event. It could just be forward planning for those weddings, for those anniversaries and things like that. Because honestly, you know, we need those special dates because they are so, so important. $44.99 is the price for that set, and it is a lot of metal for your money. What I am going to do is I'm just going to bring this back in my set. I know I've taken a couple off, but I just want to show you, look how much metal you are getting. If I was you, I would get one of the magnetic sheets off the website and I would put them all on. And what I would do is I would punch holes in this and have this at the front and have them all in the same order. So then you know when you're picking it up, that one is January, that one is, you know, April, and I'd have it in the same order. So you've got those, same with the numbers. You'll find it a lot easier then for you to pick them up. But you can see with the boards, they are such a great size. For a tag, you could go on an envelope or something like that. You might be one of these people that say, every month, you know, you might send your granddaughter a little present or something like that. That could be January's, could be February's. You can letter all those up, but you might just be doing it for special occasions. Your plaques are there for you, which will mat and layer all together. You've got enjoy your day. And that's what it's all about, remembering those dates, those special times of those months, and giving you all you need with those. Then you're also going to get as well the actual days of the month there with the 21st or the 1st or the 3rds and things like that. This is going to be easy for you now to do it. If you want to snip bits, you've got snippability there as well, and you can mix and match them as well. And even if you wanted to make, I don't know, a 60th, say, you could cut the one and that off, and then you could put the 6, you could put the 6 on there, and you could make a 60th and then put that onto there as well. The potential is endless with these, and honestly, you know, you might do your own personal diaries, like a perpetual one that you just have on like a flip on a actual tabletop or something like that for the kids. This is going to be great to have those, because if you're anything like me, you have it all digital, and I'm not being funny, I do like paper. Paper is always the best. Now look at that. That is classic, it is pure, it's simple, but it just looks stunning. So it's not all about sometimes lots of matting and layering and adding bits in. You can see with this, just adding the special digits to the front of your card and the month, that has got that wow factor. Rather than having to go to a printer, print it out, or, you know, you've got to buy some rubber stamps to do it. Why not have the numbers and the months and it look professional? Give it that classic feel. It doesn't matter whatever colour you cut these in, it's gonna look super special. And like I say, if it's in a special event like a 4th of July, you might be somebody who you might be part of a Rotary Club or something like that, and you've got a special event. It might be at your local church or something, and I don't know, you're having your summer fete on the 22nd of July. You could then make posters, banners, bunting, things like that with this on. It's easy to read, it's easy to see, and obviously with these you will have endless enjoyable days. Now adding dates and months to your card. I think this one is a standout, and this one again, it is a Janine one. She's, you know, the design team are all incredible, but Janine, this is my favorite. Shouldn't have favorites, but this is my favorite of the day, and it is stunning. Yes, without that you could just have happy birthday on it or just the top bit, but having the date on it, that is what makes you think, oh, 28th March, what's happening? What's going to, you know, happen on that day? Is it a wedding? Is it a special birthday? What is it all about? It's that intrigue now of having numbers. The first thing you're going to do is get your calendar out and see, is it a Saturday? Is it a Friday? Is it a Sunday? Is it a barbecue? What sort of day? What sort of event? Or just marking in the special days like we've just had as well with the VE Day as well. You've got the 80th, the 8th of May. You've got those special dates now. You can really personalize. I've got photographs from like my dad. This reminds me of my dad, to be honest. He was in the Household Cavalry, and I've got lots of photos of him in London and things like that when he's doing special parades and things like that. And I don't know the dates or the month when he did it. He'll know. So obviously for me, it's something now I can go back to my dad and say, oh, what month and things like that did that come into? And I can bring that in for him as well. But now with this, obviously, over 25% of the stock has gone. We have been so busy this morning with these incredible, you know, months and numbers on there too. With the frames, you have got a complete set. You're not just having to buy one without the other. You have got all the metal that you are going to need on there. There's a lot to it, but the pieces, when you cut them out, are all in one. You've just got to do your mats and layers. Price goes back up at midnight. It is on a special price of $44.99, but do get over to the website as soon as you can. I wouldn't want you to miss out on these. And you can see with that, this is enjoy your day, and you sure will. I've enjoyed my morning so far with you. We will be back, I think it's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock we will be back, and obviously I have a bit more prepared for you. So make sure you tune back in at 2 o'clock, and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.